Overwhelmed about planning your next Hollywood Studios visit in Disney World? Well, we're breaking down everything you need to know about this epic park with just 15 minutes on the clock. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. We got a lot of ground to cover today, only a short amount of time. Specifically, we got the entirety of Hollywood Studios to conquer in just 15 minutes. But by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear understanding of what to expect inside this popular and somewhat chaotic park, no matter when you decide to visit. Now, if you're looking for a Hollywood Studios guide that you can take into the parks with you and use as a cheat sheet during your Disney day, I can make that happen too. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen now or head over to DisneyFoodBlog.com/Hollywood Studios to get our free Hollywood Studios quick guide sent straight to your inbox. All right, let's get this done and get you on your way. So there are two lands that have the heaviest crowds in Hollywood Studios. They've experienced a lot of changes over the years, but the next time you go to this park, you'll have 8 different areas you can explore, and 2 of them are going to be bonkers, packed out with people almost all day long. Let's start at the front of the park and work our way around to the real heavy crowds later. Hollywood Boulevard is your entryway into Hollywood Studios. It sets the Golden Age scene with the replica of the Chinese Theater. And inside the Chinese Theater, you're going to find the first ever Disney attraction to star the Fab Five, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Just off Hollywood Boulevard, on the right-hand side, is Sunset Boulevard. That's a strip that's home to several headliner attractions. 2 of the park's biggest thrill rides are here, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. But along with the rides, this is also where you'll enjoy 2 popular shows, Beauty and the Beast live on stage and the park's nighttime spectacular, Fantasmic. More on that later. To find even more live entertainment, you're going to want to head into Echo Lake, which you'll enter into if you turn left instead of right when you reach the end of Hollywood Boulevard. Here you'll be able to see for the first time in forever a Frozen sing-along celebration and Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. This area is also home to the Star Tours attraction and the Mickey Shorts Theater, where you can watch Vacation Fun, an OG animated short starring Mickey and Minnie. Just beyond Echo Lake is Grand Avenue, where Muppet Vision 3D reigns as the primary attraction. Cut across the park from here, then you're going to wind up at Commissary Lane. There aren't any rides in Commissary Lane, but there is the Red Carpet Dreams meet and greet area where you can meet Mickey and Minnie dressed to the nines in their formal Hollywood attire. Little ones in particular are going to enjoy Animation Courtyard, home to the Disney Junior Dance Party, where they can get their groove on as they're invited to dance alongside famous Disney Junior pals. And get ready, because a new show is coming to Animation Courtyard this fall to liven up the place, The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure. And now we've made it to the 2 newest and also busiest parts of Hollywood Studios, the backside of the park. First, you've got Toy Story Land, which opened back in 2018. In this colorful and whimsical section, you're going to be shrunk down to the size of a toy and dropped into an imaginative world, also known as Andy's Backyard. There are 3 rides you can hop aboard in this area: Toy Story Mania, Alien Swirling Saucers, and the ultra-popular family-friendly coaster Slinky Dog Dash. And in 2019, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opened up and brought us into a galaxy far, far away, the planet Batuu. But there's a lot that we can cover in this section of the park, so let's give it a point on its own, shall we? How about spending an entire day in Galaxy's Edge? Star Wars fans are going to want to explore Galaxy's Edge to its fullest because there's a whole lot to do here. First up, there are 2 major rides in Batuu: Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. This is an interactive flight simulator that allows you to take on the role of pilot, gunner, or flight engineer on the fastest hunk-a-junk in the galaxy. And Rise of the Resistance, aka the most popular ride in all of Hollywood Studios, brings you right into an epic battle between the First Order and the Resistance, including a face-off with Kylo Ren. Galaxy's Edge also offers 5 uniquely themed dining and snacking experiences, including a lounge, Oga's Cantina, a fast casual counter service restaurant, Docking Bay 7, and 3 snack and beverage stands, Ronto Roasters, Katsaka's Kettle, and the Milk Stand. You can browse the shops of Black Spire Outpost to scout out unique Batuuan souvenirs, or if you want to upgrade your Star Wars merch game, you can make reservations for one of the Build Your Own experiences. You can be instructed in the ways of the Force and build your own customizable lightsaber at Savi's Workshop for $249.99, or you can build your own droid at Droid Depot for $119.99. For a free way to further interact with this planet without having to wait in line to do so, be sure to download the Play Disney Parks app before your visit so you can use the Star Wars datapad. This datapad's going to allow you to do 4 different things inside the Star Wars universe. You can hack into control panels around the village, scan objects to find hidden items inside shipping crates or containers, tune into satellite transmissions, and eavesdrop on the stories of other Batuu residents, and translate the spoken languages on Batuu as well. If you have a Magic Band Plus, you can also interact with Batuu in a whole different way by joining the Batuu Bounty Hunters. During this game, you're going to follow your Magic Band Plus's light patterns and the haptic vibrations to find virtual bounties hidden throughout Black Spire Outpost. Next up, let's talk Genie Plus. Hollywood Studios is one of those parks where it's difficult to ever completely escape the crowds. Well, yes, it's not a huge park, and it doesn't have nearly as many rides and attractions as Magic Kingdom does. The rides it does have are all heavy hitters and must-dos for lots of people, which means the ride lines can get really, really long, and you kind of want to do everything here. So if you're looking to maximize the value of your time in Hollywood Studios, then you may want to look into investing in Disney Genie Plus to help you accomplish as much as possible during your park day. Remember, Genie Plus is Disney's paid skip the line service. Genie Plus comes in handy when you're also wanting to fit in some of the live shows during your visit too, because less time waiting in ride lines means more time getting to see the live entertainment that this park has to offer. If you do get Genie Plus, I recommend grabbing a lightning lane for Slinky Dog Dash first. That's the lightning lane that gets booked up the fastest, believe it or not. Meanwhile, if you're wanting a lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance, you're going to have to purchase an individual lightning lane for that one, meaning you'll pay a price that's separate from the Genie Plus bundle, which allows you to skip over the main queue one time. Individual lightning lanes for Rise of the Resistance typically range in the $15 to $25 per person per ride through. They are surge priced so that the more crowded days are going to cost more. Now, in Hollywood Studios, you're going to want to beware the bottleneck. This follows up in what I was saying before. Hollywood Studios is a crowded park all the time, and because it's also a smaller park, its pathways can get bottlenecked pretty quickly. If the crowds are getting too intense and you need a quick escape without leaving the park entirely, here are some of our go-to spots where you can take a breather. Star Wars Launch Bay is great. This is over an animation courtyard and gives you the best of both worlds, a Star Wars experience with way fewer people. Star Wars Launch Bay is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and inside you're going to find air conditioning as well as Star Wars memorabilia, costumes, models, props, meet and greets, and a whole lot of peace and quiet. Now, Muppets Courtyard, this is another quiet gem where very few crowds seem to gather on an average day because it's kind of a dead end. There's really nothing once you go past there. Now, if you head back toward the table service restaurant of this area, Mama Melrose, you'll typically find even fewer people with some benches scattered about for seating and shade. Now, even if you're not completely sick of the crowds, I still recommend popping into Walt Disney Presents, especially if you're a Disney history buff. Walt Disney Presents is home to one-of-a-kind photos and models, sketches, costumes, and more, all documenting Walt Disney's journey from birth to success. It's not only an interesting gallery for fans of Disney history, but it tends to be quiet and not super crowded. Now, depending on when you visit Hollywood Studios, you might have the chance to purchase a separate ticket for one of their after-hours events. Hollywood Studios After Hours takes place in 2024 on select nights up until August 29th. So far, they may extend those dates. And during this event, you can enjoy rides and entertainment, character meet and greets, and complimentary snacks like popcorn, Mickey Premium bars, and bottled sodas for an extra 3 hours after the park closes. Best of all, capacity for after hours is limited. So, you know all those heavy-duty Hollywood Studios crowds we were talking about before, you can avoid them entirely, as well as avoid the huge ride lines thanks to this event. Plus, you're not getting beat up by the sun all day. So just keep in mind that after-hours events can still be just as expensive, if not more expensive than a full-day park ticket, but you will be able to enter the park a couple of hours before the event kicks off, unless, of course, you purchase a regular day ticket and an after-hours ticket. Then you can just stay in the park from sunup till way past sundown. If you're staying at a deluxe Disney resort during your upcoming trip, you may not really need to purchase an after-hours ticket, and here's why. All deluxe resort guests will have the extended evening hours benefit, meaning you can stick around certain parks on certain nights up to 2 hours after they officially close for everyone else. Be sure to check Disney World's park hours and events calendar online so you can see which parks will be offering up extended evening hours on what nights during your trip's specific timeline. And don't forget, when you're a guest at any Disney-owned hotel and a few Good Neighbor hotels, you'll receive early theme park entry for all all parks on all days, meaning you'll get a 30-minute head start to your day no matter where you're going, which can give you a major upper hand when you're trying to get ahead of the crowds. But let's get back to that after hours scene. Last year, a brand new holiday party started up in Hollywood Studios called Jollywood Nights. This was also a separately ticketed event that ran on select nights from mid-November to the end of December. As part of the event, you could watch the Jingle Bell Jingle Bam nighttime fireworks and projection spectacular, enjoy exclusive treats, meet rare characters, and experience nighttime soiree of holiday fun. Now, we're not sure if Jollywood will be returning yet in 2024, but we'll make sure to let you know as we catch word about it one way or another. Now, it's true, some folks like the nighttime spectacular in Hollywood Studios even more than they like Happily Ever After over in Magic Kingdom. Fantasmic takes place over at the Hollywood Hills Amphitheater and is a show that combines water effects and fireworks and appearances by literally dozens of Disney characters, all set to Disney songs in an original story starring none other than Mickey Mouse. You'll definitely want to check the My Disney Experience app on the day of your visit to make sure you know the exact times this performance is going to be taking place, since it changes up pretty regularly. Sometimes there are 2 showings per night, especially around busier times of the year, and sometimes there's only 1 showing, especially during non-peak seasons. While you don't have to worry too terribly much about your seats giving you a bad view, the best view of this performance is going to be from the middle center of the bleachers. Be wary of the front row though, since that'll get you up close and personal with the water and fire effects, meaning you'll feel the heat and the spray from both throughout the course of the show. To guarantee the best views that this amphitheater has to offer, you may want to look into booking a Fantasmic dining package. This offers a meal at participating restaurants in Disney's Hollywood Studios and reserved VIP seating for a showing of the Fantasmic Spectacular. Want to learn more about this? I'll link our DFB blog post that dives into more detail down in the description. Now, speaking of dining packages, it's time to talk food. So, real talk with Hollywood Studios, the food is kind of hit or miss here. Dining in DHS can be really great or really disappointing. Sometimes you feel like the food is too safe, with menus full of puffy pizzas, hockey puck burgers, and uninspired snacks. Other times you might feel like the food isn't safe enough, especially if you're trying the intergalactic eats on the planet of Batuu, which can be fun and adventurous, but also a little too adventurous for more picky eaters, and then you just wasted money. Regardless, even in a park that's more well known for its thrill rides and live entertainment and less known for its stellar cuisine, you can still find some really awesome top-notch options here. And that's why you're here with DFB Guide, because we know all that stuff and we're gonna make sure you don't waste your money. So table service restaurants like 50's Primetime Cafe and Sci-Fi Dine-In may not have the best food ever, but their immersive settings are really, really fun. Roundup Rodeo Barbecue is the newest table service in the Hollywood Studios restaurant family and will serve heaping portions of all-you-can-eat barbecue in a Toy Story-themed dining room. But our all-time favorite restaurant in Hollywood Studios is 1000% Hollywood Brown Derby. This is a signature restaurant that offers park-goers a touch of refined, golden Hollywood elegance in the midst of their busy park day. But I'm not the only one who loves this place. Thousands of people agree with me, which is why Hollywood Brown Derby tends to book up quickly. Don't forget to start making your advanced dining reservations 60 days before your visit to improve your chances of snagging a table here. But if you miss your window of advanced dining reservation opportunity, you may still be able to get on the walk-up waitlist for the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge on the day of your visit, which serves a similar menu to what you find in the main dining room, along with a full menu of cocktails and other fancy spirits. But note that the lounge is outside. It's under umbrellas, but it's all outside. Now, speaking of lounges, Hollywood Studios has quite a few that you might want to stop by for a quick pick-me-up during your day, like Baseline Tap House, Tune-In Lounge, and Oga's Cantina. Just remember that Oga's does require advanced dining reservations most of the time, but you can always check and see if there's any last-minute availability or a walk-up wait list on the My Disney Experience app on the day of your visit. All the other lounges continue to be first come, first serve. For a cheaper, quicker reservation-free meal, Hollywood Studios has a ton of counter service locations you can turn to. That's fast food. Some of our personal favorites include Backlot Express in Echo Lake, Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land, though all the seating's outside in that one too, and believe it or not, ABC Commissary off Commissary Lane has kind of come up in our estimation recently, and there's lots of indoor air-conditioned seating there. Now, I must admit, Hollywood Studios might not be my favorite place to eat, but this place excels in the snack department a lot of the time. This park houses some of my absolute favorite Disney World snacks, including the carrot cake cookie at Trolley Car Cafe. Remember to let it warm up before you eat it. It's not as good when it's freezing cold. The Wookiee Cookie at Backlot Express, Ronto Wraps at Ronto Roasters, Waffle Bowls at Fairfax Fair, and Tachos at Woody's Lunchbox. I could keep going, but I gotta stop there before our 15 minutes runs out, or I start getting hungry, or both, whatever comes first. But if you want to learn more about all the different Hollywood Studios snacks and restaurants and lounges and all the other food options in this park and the other parks, then check out our DFB guide to Walt Disney World dining over at dfbstore.com. Don't forget to type in code YouTube to save some money on your purchase, and remember that it's 100% money back guaranteed. But we've also got tons of videos here on the channel that rank every single restaurant in every single park and hotel and Disney Springs, so you can go check those out too. All right, we've made it to meet and greets. It's time to talk characters. Disney friends can show up anywhere in Hollywood Studios at any time. That's the perks of Hollywood, folks. You never know who you might bump into. But there are a few locations dedicated to character meet and greets where you can be sure to meet some of your favorites. Several Star Wars characters meet over at Star Wars Launch Bay, though you're also going to see familiar faces freely roaming about Galaxy's Edge too, like Kylo Ren, Chewbacca, and Mando with Grogu in tow. Olaf is over at Commissary Lane in the Celebrity Spotlight building. And again, don't forget that Minnie and Mickey are hanging out in Red Carpet Dreams, waiting to take pictures with you. For a character dining experience, Hollywood and Vine hosts character meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, a character meal means that you're meeting characters while you're having a sit-down table service meal. But the specific experience you get here all depends on when you visit. You can party with the Disney Junior characters during breakfast as you chow down on all-you-can-eat morning spread of scrambled eggs, waffles, bacon, and more, while lunch and dinner feature Minnie's Seasonal Dine, where Minnie Mouse is the hostess for various dinner parties throughout the year, and she's often joined by Mickey and Goofy and Pluto. Don't forget to check the My Disney Experience app for more information about character appearances on the day of your visit, as well as said characters' scheduled appearance times. Now, how do we get to DHS? Well, you got several potential ways to get to Hollywood Studios, and that means you're going to have to find out which option is going to be the most convenient method for you. As far as Disney's free transportation services, anyone staying at one of the Skyliner hotels can quickly fly over to this park via Sky Gondola. This is also a great way to quickly park hop between Hollywood Studios and Epcot if you have a park hopper ticket handy. Disney's Yacht and Beach Club, the Swan and Dolphin hotels, and Disney's Boardwalk Inn have friendship boat transportation to and from Hollywood Studios. And you can also walk to Hollywood Studios from these resorts, but it's a bit of a trek, maybe about 20 minutes. As far as the other Disney hotels are concerned, you can always take one of the Disney buses from your hotel over to the park and back again. Just remember that bus service isn't immediate. You might have to wait at the bus stop for a bit before one swings by to pick you up. Bus arrival times should be posted inside the bus stop area and in your My Disney Experience app so you know when the next one is coming. You don't have to take Disney transportation to get to Hollywood Studios though. You can always pay for a rideshare service instead or take your own car. If you're staying as a Disney Resort hotel guest, parking will be free for you to use, but if you're staying off property, you'll have to pay $30 per day to park in the Disney theme parks. All right, 15 minutes has come and gone, but the Hollywood Studios tips and tricks do not stop here. Make sure to check out our other Hollywood Studios videos when you get the chance. We have a whole ultimate guide to Hollywood Studios if you have a little extra time to spend with us, so go check that out. And don't forget to pick up our free Hollywood Studios quick guide over at disneyfoodblog.com/Hollywood Studios. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.